Hello everybody. Today during this economic presentation I'll be giving you a very brief introduction to 2008 financial crisis in Ireland. We'll be looking specifically at what caused the 2008 financial crisis in Ireland, what have the Irish government done to help the banks recover, and what was the aftermath of the banking crisis in Ireland. You may be familiar with some of these keywords, but I want you to pay close attention to subprime lending, a bank run, a credit crunch, NAMA, and the Deposit Guarantee Scheme. There are many different reasons why students should learn about the 2008 financial crisis in Ireland. It's important to develop a better understanding of current economic issues and problems and how it affects our everyday lives. It is then important for students and tomorrow's leaders to learn about the realities of the ever-changing economic world. You can find that the topic of the 2008 banking crisis in Ireland is a big part of the Money and Banking chapter in the Leaving Cert Economics course. And there are quite a number of subjects that deal with the issue of the financial crisis and its effects. The banking crisis is taught across several subjects in the senior cycle curriculum. Senior cycle business, past recessions and depressions in history, migration is an effect of the financial crisis, which is taught in geography, and case studies on the financial crisis in LCPP. First thing we'll look at is the cause of the 2008 financial crisis in Ireland. We will now look at where it all began. After the depression in Ireland during the 80s, Ireland's economy began to grow, showing increased exports and wages, price inflation and decreasing unemployment, falling from 16% to 4%. This period was better known as the Celtic Tiger. During the Celtic Tiger, Irish banks began borrowing money from foreign banks on the interbank market. This is a virtual money market where banks can lend and borrow from other foreign banks. Irish banks now had more money from this interbank market and began increasing the amount of loans they were giving out. It was in 2007 in the United States that problems began to emerge with the banks. Banks in the US were engaged in what is known as subprime lending, which is reckless or risky lending to people that might not be able to pay back their loans. As employment increased, it became harder for people to make their repayments. Therefore, these loans became worthless. So, how did this affect us here in Ireland? Well, as a result of subprime lending, the giant US investment bank, the Lehman Brothers, collapsed. It was in 2008 that it became clear that Irish banks were in trouble and it had insufficient funds. The Irish government then feared people would find out about the status of the banks. The Irish government feared that a bank run may occur.
What do you mean the bank is out of money?
Insolvent? You only have enough cash for the next 3 customers! Hey, what's this? Wait, just a second here. No, I don't have your money here. It's in Bill's house and Fred's house.
Hey, what the hell you doing with my money in your house, Fred?
A bank run is when depositors suspect a bank may go bankrupt and therefore run to the bank to withdraw all the money. What did the Irish government do to prevent a bank run? Well, 2 things were put in place by the government to help the Irish banks and prevent them from crashing. The first was the Deposit Guarantee Scheme, and the second was the establishment of NAMA. First thing I would explain is the Deposit Guarantee Scheme. This was put into place on the 30th of September 2008. This meant that all deposits less than €100,000 in an Irish bank was guaranteed by the state. This put people's trust back into the Irish banks and made them less reluctant to withdraw their money. Some of you may be already familiar with the word NAMA. NAMA stands for National Asset Management Agency. The Irish government wanted to remove bad property loans off the books of the banks, so they set up NAMA for this purpose. NAMA went about buying property loans from the banks at a reduced price. NAMA bought €80 billion of property loans from Irish banks for paying 40% less for them. Maybe you're wondering why the government intervened and helped the banks. Well, the government hoped by bailing the banks out, the banks could start giving out loans again. This would increase spending in the country and help generate an increased growth. However, banks were still reluctant to give out loans as they did not want to engage in subprime lending again. This made it extremely difficult for people and businesses to acquire loans. This is known as a credit crunch. As I explained, a credit crunch is a term used to refer to a reduction in the availability of loans to businesses and individuals. 1 in 4 businesses seeking loans or overdrafts were rejected in August 2012. A credit crunch can have very serious consequences. Many small and medium-sized businesses may not have access to money and may be forced to close down. Unemployment will rise as a result of this. Government spending will be reduced. Less consumer spending will have a knock-on effect on other businesses. Lack of credit can prolong the downturn, as some firms will not be able to trade away our difficulty, and many people may be left homeless because they cannot get accepted for a mortgage. Let's take some time now to recap on our learning outcomes and what we should have learned from this presentation. First, we looked at what caused the financial crisis in Ireland. We now know the tendency for banks to engage in risky lending impacted the financial crisis greatly. The next thing we looked at was how and why the government intervened and helped the banks. We learned that there were 2 ways the government intervened and helped the banks to try and boost the economy. And finally, we looked very briefly at the effects the financial crisis had on the Irish economy.